NXT is still reading for an incredible heatwave pay-per-view and promising big matches and moments to come on the July 16th edition with Duke Hudson facing Obafemi for the North American title. Wesley finally had his friends back by his side with the Rascals, and they were teamed together to battle Gallus. There's much more on the show, but we started things off with the Rascals against Gallus, and the Rascals works at another level to Gallus and a showcase of their chemistry that ended with Mark Coffey taking a diving double foot stomp from Wesley for the loss. It was a fun tag team match that reached a high level in the final minutes as the Rascals rolled together as a well-oiled machine. Wentz and Miguel have impressive chemistry as a team due to their recent work in TNA, but Lee found himself in the rhythm as the most accomplished man of the three by NXT standards. Gallus played the full role well, always in place for key spots without slowing the action too much for the heat. It was one of the best showcases of what Coffey, Wolfgang and Mark can do, and you know, the Rascals, it's so good to see them back together, and I thought they looked really good together here as well. So yeah, on the whole, this was a great start to NXT and gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Fantastic stuff, and I hope to see the Rascals together more often. Roxanne Perez promised to break the record books, accepting Flair, Bayley, etc. She then turned her focus to Thea Hale, who she would face at the Great American Bash. The Chase U student confronted the Prodigy. When Perez called Hale a little girl, a fight broke out that ended with Hale locking the Prodigy in a Kimura. Ridge Holland and the officials stopped the fight for now. While Perez still needs to work on the mic, this was one of her best efforts so far, mocking Hale with confidence. She seemed much more comfortable working with Hale than she did at any point in her rivalry with Lola. While all the talk recently in the women's division is focused on the upcoming rivals of Julia and Stephanie Vega, who absolutely raises the game of the division, Hale was a great forward at her own for Perez. It's a shame that NXT has not built her up well in recent months, making the result of the match too obvious. However, it should be a surprise to hit with the technical struggle at the end of the segment was anything to go by. So yeah, on the whole, I thought it was good stuff and an interesting new challenge, but for me the right one. We then got Javon Evans against Brooks Jensen. After an impressive stretch of offense, Brooks Jensen got distracted by Josh Briggs, confronting Sean Spears at ringside, allowing Javon Evans to dive onto him. The young OG followed up with a springboard cutter for the victory. Afterwards, Jensen stomped Evans into the mat until Briggs pulled him away. The Jensen evolution is an important opportunity for him to show what he can do. His in-ring work with Evans is a good sign. This was as good as he's looked in single action to date. The storytelling has been inconsistent early, especially with Briggs suddenly becoming a babyface again after teasing a heel run around WrestleMania season. Still, if there is potential if NXT has a clear plan going forward, the tease of Jensen aligning himself with Spears is an intriguing possibility that might legitimise the chairman's push to build a following. The young OG picked up a win, and hopefully he's not too far away from the title picture in NXT after a brief detour. He has unfinished business with many top names, and I think, yeah, he definitely deserves it, and it's the first step here. So, you know, good start, 6 out of 10 from me. All Ego Ethan Page walked into his title defence confident against Dante Chan, and he challenged him from the open bell. Page finally got serious and wiped out with Ego's edge. Ori Mensah struck after the finish, taking a DDT from Page and coming back with pure aggression. He laid out Page with a spinning heel kick and got a symbolic 3 in the ring. This is a better showcase for Chen than any match against Lexis King. While he relied heavily on roll-ups and semi-near falls, Chen was moving, the champion was very given. In only 4 minutes, Page did what he could to sell Chen and made Mensah look great at the end, setting up an interesting feud. This shows how valuable Page can be as the champ. He may not deliver in ring classics, but he can tell the stories of anyone, as he proved here. So I thought this is good titles defense and just sets up an interesting direction going forward. 6 out of 10. Izzy Dane took on Tatum Paxley. Wendy Chu arrived to watch this match closely. Dane was rolling until Paxley targeted the taped up right arm and connected with the psycho trap. Afterwards, Chu gave Paxley her doll back and smiled. NXT slowly building a pecking order in the women's division, and it's a surprise to see that Paxley is a higher priority to Dane. However, both are talented and going to get more opportunities to thrive. This was a match that deserved a few more minutes, but at least it was solid for what it was. Paxley pulled out some impressive audience, but it didn't always hit clean. The tease of her working with Chu is intriguing and could be an angle that's better established Paxley's own character in NXT after months of wishy-washies. So yeah, I'm still not convinced, but I thought, you know, maybe some early positive signs, but I'm still going to give it 5 out of 10. Before it's time for Lola Vice against Jasmine next. And JC Jane saw an opportunity to target the bandaged wrist of Lola Vice early in this fight, but Lola only needed one spinning back fist to win. Afterwards, Fallon Henry and Jasmine Nix attacked Vice. Solbrook and Khan Petrovic made a save. If the goal is to put anyone over in this trio of Jane, Henley and Nix, nothing is working so far. Nobody can win a match, and Jane was squashed easily by Vice. Jane is certainly not at a level to truly challenge Vice at the moment, but the only brings up a question of why it happened. Ruka Petrovic and Vice is an odd pairing though, but I think one that does have have credibility going forward with experience, etc, etc. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see where that goes on the whole. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Before we got the OC against OTM, Brooke Onuma and Lucian Price found an opportunity to control the pace, dominating the OC, and after an eating defeat to Nima, followed by a magic killer from Gallez Hansen to get the win. It seemed counterproductive for the OC to pick up the win at this moment, after both Parker and OTM gained so much momentum from defeating the veterans. Playing too safe with results can turn even the hottest feuds cold. There's no real end in sight for this rivalry, but OTM needs to get the win back to push forward title opportunity. A final 6-person stipulation at the Gab would be smart, though everyone involved needs to work more urgent than they did in this fine forgettable battle. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought, it wasn't a great match to be honest, but I can kind of see where they're going with it. Before it's time for Obafemi against Duke Hudson in the main event, Femi walked in confident, but the Duke made him desperate. The North American champion planted him on the announce table outside, followed by a pop-up powerbomb to win. While a short build of this match made the title change seem unlikely, Duke Hudson worked hard to sell it as a true challenge to Wobber. This was not an excellent main event battle. While it was not quite on the level of the in-ring work from Heatwave as a TV main event in the Performance Centre, it doesn't get much more exciting than the Battle of the Big Men. NXT needs to give Chase something sooner rather than later, but the group's collective output has not been kind of on the level of this. Hudson especially is at the level where he might as well go for the main roster if NXT is not going to give him a crown suit. He has gotten to that level. I thought this was a really good match. Both men complemented each other well, and yeah, Obafemi retaining is the right decision, but I think we got some fun out of it. Before overall NXT gets a 6 out of 10 for me, I thought it was a pretty interesting episode of NXT. A lot happening on this week's show. Some clicks maybe more than others did, as you can probably tell throughout the review, but I thought on the whole, for what it was, we got a pretty decent 2 hours of wrestling, and I'm definitely intrigued to see where NXT heading into the Gab, etc. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.